Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and do a review of the Kizer Brat pocket knife and to go from there. Just a quick disclaimer, I am new to pocket knives. I'm just getting into it. And right now there's not much going on in audio. No new audio gear, nothing. So just talking about pocket knives in the interim. I'm going to talk about three things. Number one is why I bought it, things you should know, and overall thoughts. In this case, actually, this is designed by, I think his name is Ozzo, but actually I thought it's not a knife I would be like, whoa, it's really amazing, but it's one of those knives where it's pretty low key, and that's one of the reasons why I liked it. Even down to the lettering, like the typography, very low key, and it's just a really, I wouldn't say it's like a super sleek design, but it's one of those where I'm like, I can tolerate it. I thought it was all right. But what really caught my eye was this is an integral knife, and this is a very easy to deploy and unlock, and that kind of goes in line with the second thing, is things you should know. The things you should know about this is that this is an integral knife. In other words, most knives basically are connected like two sandwiches, like a sandwich connected to piece by piece, right? So for example, this knife here, this is the CVV Altus, this is actually two separate pieces connected by screws. This is all one piece. They milled out one piece of like one out there, which there's not a lot of integral knives. There's very few. And to have it at this price point is one of the reasons why a lot of people think this is awesome. Second of all, the deployment of this knife is amazing. Like, it's just really easy to do. I mean, if you check other knives, I can't do that with other knives. The ergonomics on this are spectacular. I keep saying that for a lot of knives, but I think that's just like the key selling point for me. Like, I won't buy a knife unless it's like ergonomic in the hand. And this just fits really well in the hand. It fills in. Now, it's a different kind of ergonomics feel because this fills in the hand versus I have like other smaller knives, which are like, for example, this knife where it fills in the hand differently. This is ergonomic too, but this is ergonomic in a different way. Okay, next is let's do some length comparisons. Pay attention to this because what I'm going to do is compare. There's a reason why all these knives are smaller, and I'm going to make a point here. So this is how it compares to the Altus. This is how it compares to the Sebenza Small. This is how it compares to a Quiet Carry IQ. This is how it compares to a Baby Banter. This is how it compares to a CRK Pete. And this is how it compares to the Apache X Series. And this is how it compares to a Quiet Carry Waypoint. What I'm realizing about this knife is that I actually don't know who it's for. So hear me out. I don't know who this is for. And the reason why is because, okay, so let me tell you about something about this knife. It's not actually that heavy. It's only about 3.6 ounces. It's not a heavy knife. This is about 3.6 ounces. What is odd about this knife is the structure and how it's built. It's a big rectangle that's very thick. You're more likely to carry something way lighter than this that is like lighter and thinner than this. The problem is that everything I compare this to is just, like, and now I'm going to compare, like, you see how all these are just kind of like smaller and lighter? You're more likely to, what do you want to honestly carry in the pocket? This or this, right? So I feel like in a lot of situations, what ends up happening, and I'm just trying to make a point here, is that you're naturally going to pick a knife that is more, the problem with this knife is not the weight. It's that it's a thick rectangle, and they had to do that kind of like, and that's actually why it has such great ergonomics, but it makes it not as, I'm not saying this is not a carryable knife. What I'm saying is, out of your collection, there are many other knives you would rather carry than this. So by default, that X's out this as a everyday carry knife, in my opinion, because I mean, let's be real. Like, would I rather like carry something like this in terms of size, or would I rather carry something like this? This is more likely going to be in my pocket. You know what I mean? So it's not really an everyday carry knife. Then is this a hard use knife? And I don't think so, because I don't feel secure in button locks. They're just, and this is the case with all button locks. I don't trust button locks for hard use. So if this is not an everyday carry knife and this is not a hard use knife, then the question is like, who does it cater to? And that's my main issue with this knife. And the problem is, like, I don't know how they would fix it. And I'll tell you why. Like, because you would think, oh, well, don't make it so much of a rectangular cut. No, if you do that, you're going to fuck up the ergonomics. The reason why that is why this knife has great ergonomics, is because they built it this way. But the problem is that, so it's sort of this weird, just something to know. Like, it just makes me wonder, like, where does it fit? But on the other hand, I'm like, but I still want to keep it. I don't want to return it, because I do love the ergonomics on this, and I love how easy it is to deploy. But I also do know that, like, it's so to say. So it's kind of like, what do I do? I don't know. That's my overall thoughts on it.